Hello students, welcome again. In this session we are going to discuss about the next phylum, that is the phylum after phylum Annelida, that is phylum Arthropoda. Okay, so we will discuss about the general characteristic feature of the Arthropoda and we will see certain examples, okay, through the classification of the Arthropoda. And I would like to tell you one more thing about this. The phylum Arthropoda will be more discussed when we will discuss about the structural organization of animal. Okay, so there in that part we will discuss about the morphology as well as anatomy of the cockroach. Okay, or the that cockroach is nothing but an insect which comes under the arthropods. So here we will discuss the general characteristic features of the arthropoda. See, what are the general characteristic feature? What is the habitat? Okay, what type of mode of nutrition? What type of mode of respiration? What type of mode of reproduction? Okay, what type of nervous system they have? All these points we are going to discuss in phylum Arthropoda. So let's start with the seventh phylum, that is phylum Arthropoda. Phylum Arthropoda. So let's understand the meaning of this name, that is called Arthropoda. Okay. So what basically Arthropoda means? See, the word itself indicates arthro means jointed and poda means appendages. So the animals which are having jointed appendages, those animals are included under phylum Arthropoda, and this is the seventh phylum. Okay. Now let's see the general characteristic features of the phylum Arthropoda. Okay. So the phylum Arthropoda is the largest phylum among all the living organisms. It is reported that around 9 lakh species, okay, of what we say arthropods are found onto the earth, among which 7,50,000 species are only of insects. Okay, so this much big amount of arthropods are found on the earth, that is 2/3 of the kingdom Animalia. Okay, all are the arthropods. Okay, so let's see. So what it is called as the largest phylum. So let's see. It is the largest phylum. It is the largest phylum. Okay, that means it has maximum number of species. Okay, that means it has maximum number of species, that is around 9 lakh species. Okay, 9 lakh species are found. Okay, among which 7,50,000 species are of insects. Okay, among which 7,50,000 species are of insects. So you have to remember this what we say number. Okay, next they have exoskeleton made up of chitin. Okay, now chitin, what is chitin basically? See, chitin is a kind of most abundant type of polysaccharide found on the earth, as it is the exoskeleton, or it makes the exoskeleton of the arthropods or the insects. So as we know, there are 7,50,000 species of the insects, okay, so their body is also composed of a exoskeleton, and that exoskeleton, it is made up of chitin. Now chitin is a polysaccharide. Chitin is a homopolysaccharide. Basically it is a homopolysaccharide. Homopolysaccharide. And is composed of N-acetylglucosamine. N-acetylglucosamine. Okay, so this is the chemical composition of this homopolysaccharide, that is chitin, okay, which is found as an exoskeleton in case of insects. The next, chitin is present in pieces. Chitin is present in pieces. Pieces in the sense, see, the body of the insects or the arthropods consists of certain pieces, and these pieces are called as the sclerites, okay, into pieces, and each piece is called sclerite. Each piece is called sclerite. Okay, so sclerite means what? If you look after the structure of earthworm, you might be familiar with the structure of earthworm. Okay, so I am drawing a rough sketch so that we will understand the structure here. So here you can see on the back side of the cockroach there is a presence of the segments, okay, and these segments are nothing but the pieces, okay, pieces of the chitin, and these pieces are called as the sclerite, okay. So there are three different regions of the sclerite, that is, they have dorsal part, which is referred as, dorsal means the part which is present at the back side, okay, that part is referred as the tergum. The next, it has the ventral part, that ventral part is referred as the sternum, and it has the lateral part, this lateral part is referred as the pleura, okay. So if we will draw the segment like this, suppose this is the part, okay, this part is referred as the dorsal part, you can write, okay, I am drawing a section that is a single sclerite. So here it is the dorsal called tergum, the ventral part is called as the sternum, and the lateral part is referred as the pleura, okay. So these are the regions of the sclerites, and the sclerites are interconnected, okay, the sclerites are connected to each other, they are connected to each other with the help of, see, this is suppose this is one sclerite, and here I am drawing another sclerite, okay. So this is the another sclerite, okay, and these two sclerites, they are connected with each other through the membrane called orthopodial membrane, okay. So that is how the sclerites are seen, okay. So in case of these organisms, they are also metamerically segmented, but here we are not calling this segment as metamers, okay, or the segments, because we have a special name over here, that is called sclerite, and these sclerites can be of from the different position, it can be called at different by the different names. From the dorsal position it is called tergum, from the ventral position it is called sternum, and from the lateral position it is called pleura, okay. So these are the different parts. Now let's see further. Next, these organisms or these animals shows molting. Molting means it is also referred as ecdysis. Means, see, generally some animals they have a property, this is called ecdysis, that is shedding of exoskeleton. So as they grow, okay, there will be shedding of the exoskeleton. That means by a process, that is during the excretion also, okay, they have a kind of mechanism called excretion here, and that excretion mechanism is quite different over here. How it is different, I'll tell you. So if we talk about these segments, as we have discussed earlier, that is the tergum, okay, and the sternum. So these segments here, whatever nitrogenous waste which has been found in the cockroaches or any kind of insect will be deposited in the sternum, okay, or in the tergum, and when ecdysis is followed by these organisms, ecdysis means there will be shedding, okay, ecdysis means shedding of exoskeleton, that is removal of that exoskeleton. So the new exoskeleton will be developed. Similar kind of property is seen in case of snakes, okay. So in Marathi we call it as a kaak sodne, right. So when it removes the skin, that is called shedding, okay. So here it is ecdysis. So at the time of excretion or at the time of ecdysis, there will be deposition of the nitrogenous waste, okay, in this part, and this part will be removed along with the exoskeleton, okay. So that is how shedding or the ecdysis takes place in case of arthropods, okay. Then next, they are the first animals to have voluntary means what? Voluntary muscles. See, when we talk about voluntary muscles means what? The muscles which are under the control of the own will, okay. So like suppose I am moving my hands like these limbs, okay, that movement it is under control of my will, okay. So how can I move such muscles or move my limbs? With the help of the muscles present in this. These are called skeletal muscles, okay. But in case of arthropods also we can see such similar muscles, okay. So what, when they move from one place to another place, their jointed appendages which consist of muscles will also move, okay. So that is, they are having these animals are the first in all the phylums in invertebrates, okay, to have the voluntary muscles. In case of other organisms like roundworm or the flatworm, we have seen they consist of longitudinal muscle or circular muscle, but here they are in the form of voluntary muscles. The next, the digestive system, okay, digestive system is well developed. Digestive system is well developed, okay. So digestive system in case of arthropod it is well developed, but it shows different type of mouth parts. Mouth parts. See, in the arthropods, as they have the digestive system which is well developed, that means it will start with the mouth and it will end with the anus. Okay, and it will be having a tube within tube type of what do you say, body plan. But still, in case of arthropods, we can see different types of mouth, because the digestive system, when we talk about digestive system, it starts with dealing with the alimentary canal, and alimentary canal starts with the mouth. Okay, so here mouth parts in case of arthropods can be of three different types. That is, one called chewing type, then second piercing type, and sucking type. Then third, sponging type. Now, what exactly is the meaning of this chewing type, piercing and sucking type and sponging type? See here, chewing type of the mouth part is seen in case of cockroaches. So, in cockroaches, mouth has different parts, that is maxilla is there, mandible is there, and consists of certain parts which are used for chewing. Okay, so they first of all chew the food material and then they ingest it. Okay, in some of the arthropods or the insects, we see the mouth part is piercing type or piercing and the sucking type. Piercing in the sense, it is like fangs. It will penetrate into the body of the higher animals to suck the blood. So here we can see the example in case of mosquitoes. Okay, so mosquito, what they do? They bite in the sense they insert a needle like structure into our body, that is called piercing. Okay, and they will suck the blood. So such type of mouth part it is seen in case of mosquitoes, and mosquitoes are also insects. They are also having the jointed appendages. The next, sponging type. It is seen in case of housefly. Okay, so these are the different mouth parts which are seen in different types of arthropods. The next, they can be a monotelic or uricotelic. Amonotelic means what? See, few arthropods, they are also found in the water bodies. Okay, so these arthropods, they secrete the nitrogenous waste material in the form of ammonia. So they are called as the amonotelic, and the arthropods which are, or the insects which are found on the land surface, they are secreting the nitrogenous waste material in the form of uric acid. So that is uricotelic. Okay, so that is about the excretory part. The next, let's see some more characters. You have to pause the video and note down these points, and if any doubt you can ask me later. The next characteristic feature is the respiration. Respiration means exchange of gases. So how does exchange of gases takes place in case of these organisms? So in arthropods, the respiration can be regulated by trachea system. So what is trachea system? See, in case of cockroaches, if you look after cockroaches, so suppose this is the body of the cockroach again, this is the See, body is divided into head, okay, thorax and abdomen. Okay, head part is there, then thorax is there, and abdominal part is there. So it is the part of the abdomen where we see the sclerites. Okay, and the sclerites laterally they consist of small pores. Okay, these pores are called as the spiracles. Spiracles. Okay, and this is a part of tracheary system. So here the oxygen or the whatever gases which are exchanged within the body of the arthropods will be carried from this sclerites, okay, or there is a tracheal system and which opens through the spiracle, that is the opening. Okay, then next type of respiration, or the next type of organ for respiration is seen as gills. Okay, now gills, where in which type of organism it is seen? It is seen in case of prawns. Okay, so prawns, you know, prawns, crabs, we eat it. So these prawns are also nothing but the arthropod, as they have the jointed legs. Okay, and the respiration in such organisms is through the gills. Then another organ for respiration is the book gills. Book gills. Book gills, they are found in king crab. King crab. Okay, so these are the book gills, and finally fourth type of organ, that is book lungs. Book lungs. Now what is the meaning of book lungs? See, when we open the book, okay, suppose this is a book, I am opening like this, and these are the two sides of this book. So that means similar type of pattern is seen in case of this book lungs, and which is most commonly seen in case of scorpion. Okay, so these are the different types of respiratory system found in the different types of arthropods. Many different types are also there. Okay, but here we have to study about this 4 different types. Okay, I hope you are getting this. The next, let's move to the next part, that is called, or the next what we say, characteristic feature is the circulatory system. Okay, next is the circulatory system. Circulatory system. So circulatory system in case of arthropods, okay, they have open circulatory system. Okay, they have open circulatory system. Okay, what do you mean by open circulatory system? See, open and closed circulatory systems are there. So open circulatory system consists of the means it is having the sinuses or the empty cavities within which the blood will be bathed, and in case of closed circulatory system it consists of veins and the what we say blood vessels. Okay, so here in case of arthropods we see absence of the blood vessels, so the blood will pass, okay, from the circulating part to the directly organs, okay, or into the cavity itself. So they have tubular heart, that is the pumping organ, and the fluid which is circulating throughout the body, okay, is known as hemolymph. Hemolymph. Okay, so hemolymph. See, in case of cockroaches or in case of arthropods, the blood consists of hemolymph. Okay, sometimes it also consists of hemocyanin as a pigment. Okay, and sometimes it consists of a iron containing pigment. So here hemolymph is the blood which is filled in a cavity, filled in a cavity called hemocell. Okay, so where we have seen this hemocell, see when we are discussing about the body cavity, at that time I have discussed the type of modification, that is hemocell or hemocoelomates. Okay, so the organism which are whose cavities are filled with the help with the blood itself. Okay, so that are called hemocoelomates, and here these arthropods, they are also referred as the hemocoelomate. Okay, the next characteristic feature, they have rudimentary brain. They have rudimentary brain and CNS and PNS. So they have the rudimentary brain, which consists of central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, which are associated with the sensory as well as motor type of neurons. Okay, and in case of arthropods, I would like to tell you that in some arthropods we see the nervous system. Okay, it is distinguished into the different parts of the body. In case of cockroach itself, okay, so the nervous system is been differentiated in the head, thorax, and the abdominal part. So when we cut the head of the arthropod or cut the head of the cockroach, it can also survive for up to 7 days without eating any kind of food. So it is due to the presence of dispersed type of nervous system in case of cockroaches. The next, they are triploblastic. They are triploblastic. That means they are composed of 3 germinal layers: ectoderm, mesoderm, and the endoderm. The next, they are coelomates. Okay, and what type of coelomates? That is hemocoelomates. Okay, they have the true body cavity. The next, they are bilaterally symmetrical. Bilaterally symmetrical. So they show bilateral symmetry. When we cut the body, okay, or when we pass the plane from the center of the body, it will divide the body into 2 identical equal halves. Okay, so that is called bilateral symmetry. The next, let's discuss about some more general features. Okay, so next general feature is about the reproductive system. What type of reproduction is seen in case of arthropods? So reproductive system. In case of arthropods, they show sexual dimorphism. They show sexual dimorphism. That means, that is, sexes are separate. Okay, sexes are separate in case of the arthropods. Male is different and female is different. Okay, we can also categorize the, or we can also make a difference between male and female depending upon the body size. Generally, females are larger than the males. The next, fertilization. Fertilization is external. Fertilization is external or internal. So depends upon the habitat of that arthropod. So it will reproduce or it will fertilize according to that. Okay. So fertilization can be external or the internal, that is taking place outside the body or will be taking place inside the body. The next, development can also be direct or indirect. So if direct type of development is there, that will give rise to the young ones, okay, and if indirect development is there, then it will undergo metamorphosis. Metamorphosis means different stages, okay. So it will develop the larva. This larva will develop into pupa, and from pupa there will be formation of the adult. So this will be the different phases in their life cycle. So that is, the development will be indirect in case of some arthropods. Then next, the organs associated with, I'll rub this, the organs associated with excretion, organs associated with excretion, okay, are Malpighian tubules, Malpighian tubule, or the ureate cell. So ureate cells are also the cells which are collecting the nitrogenous waste. As I told you earlier, on the sclerite region, okay, there will be presence of these ureate cells, and whatever nitrogenous waste which has to be secreted by the arthropods will be deposited in this ureate cell, and at the time of ecdysis, when the body keeps shedding, at that time these ureate cells will also be released, okay. So that is the characteristic feature which resembles to the what we say, sclerites, okay. So here ureate cells are the special cells which stores the nitrogenous waste material, okay. The next, in case of prawns or in prawns, the excretory organ is green glands. So we have also discussed about these green glands in the very beginning when we are discussing about the excretory system in the different organisms. So these are the few characteristic features of the phylum Arthropoda. Now let's go for the classification of the phylum Arthropoda. So phylum Arthropoda is been classified into 7 major classes. So let's see their names and we'll study one example of the all these classifications, okay. So here the next heading is the classification. Okay, classification of phylum Arthropoda. So arthropods are classified into 7 classes on the basis of number of appendages, Now number of appendages means number of pairs of legs are which are found in this arthropod, that is number of appendages, and mode of excretion, mode of excretion. Okay. So these are the two main parameters on what basis we are classifying the arthropods into 7 different classes. So first of all we will write the 7 different classes on the board, okay, then we will see one by one with the help of a single example. Okay. So here first class of the arthropod is the Onicophora. Onicophora. Okay. In this we are going to discuss about the example called peripatus. Peripatus. Okay. Which is also referred as the walking worm. Walking worm. See, this phylum basically, or this class that is Onicophora, is basically about the connecting link between two different types of phylum. Okay. So when we will discuss about Onicophora, we will come to know it has the connection between two different phylums. Okay. The next second class is Arachnida. Arachnida. Okay. In Arachnida, we will discuss about the examples such as spider, then scorpion, etc. Then next, that is crustacea. Crustacea. Okay. In this class, we will take an example of prawns. Okay. Then fourth, insecta. In this class, we will discuss about the flies. Okay, like house fly is there, mosquito is also there. Okay, and silverfish. Silverfish. Silverfish is not a fish; it is an insect. Okay. The next, fifth one, that is Chilopoda. Chilopoda. That is the another class under phylum Arthropoda, Chilopoda. Okay. In Chilopoda, we will discuss about centipede. The example we will discuss is the centipede. You know, centipede in Marathi it is called gom. Gom. Okay. So it's very tiny organism. Okay. Consists of number of what we say appendages. Many number of appendages are seen. Then number 6, that is Diplopoda. So Diplopoda, in Diplopoda we are going to discuss about the example called millipede. It is also similar to the centipede. Then the 7th class, that is called Merostomata. And the example that we are going to discuss in this Merostomata is the Limulus, which is also referred as king crab. Okay. Now let's move to the first class or the first class of the phylum Arthropoda that we will discuss here, that is Onicophora. Okay. So we are going to discuss about the Onicophora. Okay. And then we will discuss about other classes also later. So first we are going to see the Onicophora and one example of the Onicophora. Okay. So the next is the Onicophora. First class is the Onicophora. So this Onicophora or this class includes, it includes the animals or the insects. Instead of insects, we will call it animals called peripatus. Okay, so here we are going to discuss about the example, that is peripatus. All the animals under this class are not peripatus, they may be of different type, but here we are going to discuss about the peripatus. Okay, it is commonly known as walking worm. Okay, the next, as see, one more thing I would like to tell you about this class. See, this class is referred as the connecting link between two different phylums. What are those two different phylums? That is phylum Annelida and the phylum Arthropoda. So this class also has some of the features which are similar to the annelids. Okay, that means they have the segmented body. Okay, then they may have the legs, but they are not jointed. Okay, they are just a single or a single structures like parapodia. Okay, so this is the characteristic which is seen in the phylum Annelid, but few characters are also similar to the arthropods. Okay, so what it is referred as the connecting link between the annelids and the arthropods. So let's see how it is been considered as connecting link. So it is considered very important because it is used as connecting link connecting link in the sense, connecting link means here it is the link which is showing the relationship between the living organisms. See, two different types of link can be called, one is connecting link and one is missing link. So here it is the connecting link between two different phyla. Okay, that is, this characteristic feature or the characters are found in living organisms. Okay, the link is found in living organisms and living organisms of two groups. Okay, of two groups, that is Annelida and the Arthropoda. The next, the body is segmented. The body is segmented. The next, in every segment there are unjointed appendages. There are unjointed appendages. Okay, so in case of arthropod, we see the name itself indicate they are having jointed appendages, but in case of these organisms which are under Onicophora, they don't have these jointed appendages. Okay, so here it will be acting as a characteristic feature of the annelid. As I told you, it is about two groups, right? So it has segmented body. Segmented body, where we have seen segmented body in case of the annelids. Then again unjointed appendages. Okay, means each segment consists of certain appendages, and in case of Neris, or in case of what we say leech also, in case of not only Neris, not in the leech, Neris we have Parapodia. Okay, so these unjointed appendages are called Parapodia. Parapodia. Okay, so every segment, in every segment there are unjointed appendages called Parapodia. The next, the excretion is by nephridia. See again nephridia. In previous session we have discussed in the phylum Annelida, nephridia are the excretory organ found in case of earthworm. Three different nephridia we have seen. Which were there? Septal nephridia, integumentary nephridia and the pharyngeal nephridia. So these nephridia are the minute pores present on the entire body, okay, and which is also seen in case of annelids and in case of the peripatus, that is under Onicophora. The next, they have hemocell. Hemocell means the body cavity, okay, which is filled with the hemolymph. The next, respiration, I will write here, respiration is by tracheary system. Okay, so see here the characteristics, I will note you. Okay, so this is about the annelids. Okay, this character, that is the body is segmented, it is in annelid, and in each segment they have the unjointed appendages, that is the parapodia, which is also the characteristic feature of the annelid. Then they show the excretion with the help of nephridia. This is also a characteristic feature of the annelid. And what are the characteristics of the arthropods? Okay, now here they consist of hemocell, that is the characteristic feature of the arthropod. Then next, they have what we say, respiration with the help of tracheary system, that is again considered as the characteristic feature of the what we say arthropods. Then they are having the legs, okay, they are having legs basically, but these are unjointed. Okay, so that is about it, the Onicophora. Okay, so this is the class Onicophora. I hope you are getting this. If you have any kind of doubt, you can ask me. Okay, and the next classes of the phylum Arthropoda we will discuss in the next part. Thank you.